Not really. I've been working far too much lately, so I'm trying to get on top of other things. So my Joomla side of things will start back up again in coming weeks, I hope. We'll see what more is there. So yeah, but, um, we
A
need to.
constitution thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the constitution conversation we need to have. Um, so again, if there's no one, so everyone's racing to put their hands up. So we'll Stuart, Nathan, and I will get that to a next stage and submit it to Linux in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I think we just missed their meeting last week, and then work out a structure and a billing interface to start making some money. So, start generating some revenue for supporting our activities, and go from there. So, yeah, I don't know what everyone's opinion is on interstate travel yet. We're still warming back up to things in Melbourne a little bit. Though the way that the state government's advertising, or the Melbourne City Council's advertising what to do in Melbourne, there's at least 20 rooftop bars that we could go to. So Nathan and I will have to go and eliminate those. Martin, you can come down. I see the.
Let me know. I'll come down.
Russell, you can come in too. Yeah. So, and then work out what to do about a conference. So yeah. Cool. Right. Any other random questions anybody's got this week or this month? So I should have planned ahead. We do have a topic for next month, I believe. I'm just going to find where it was again.
Russell was our topic. Oh, volunteered, didn't you, Russell? Following Nathan.
What did I do?
I think following Nathan, Russell was going to give us potentially give us a rundown on Whm.
Yeah, I'm still not ready. I'm still waiting for. I'm still waiting for a piece of the stack to get certified for Joomla 4. I want to do all this on Joomla 4. It's not there yet, but hopefully only a month or two away.
Yes, I was very disappointed that AC didn't run for me on J4. I submitted a ticket, got the email back saying, I have forwarded this to a second level engineer who can help you. Okay, right. I think I found something.
So does it work in 4 yet?
Well, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, just my install didn't, or I'm yet to find out why. Yeah. No, it's meant to have been for quite a while, so I'm figuring that perhaps something was released recently that has caused the template editor to break or something.
Yeah.
I'll let you know once I find it out.
Yeah, that'd be handy. Not that I'm still racing for Joomla 4 installations yet, so
it's nice to get it out of the way if you can.
It is. I've still got a handful of things that just aren't quite there. That I keep
so I just saw my email and saw that we had 2 first timers join right at 6 o'clock. Nick G and Dom Calabro.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. Dom looks legit from the RSVPs. Yeah, so
he was the one talking about Russian Bitcoin.
He was, yes.
Just saying.
and didn't have his
having a ham sandwich
or anything up on the screen. So yeah.
So Patrick, what are some of the extensions that we should be mindful of with Joomla 4?
No, so the only ones that I'm still waiting for are
multicats.
Well, so that's a different topic, but ones that I'm still waiting for are a handful of the regular labs ones.
Yeah.
Not that I necessarily need them, but it's more that I tend to use them a lot. Anybody that's worked with me will know that that's where I start deploying tricks. So I did one today where a module was set to show a list of files out of a folder, but if no files were in the folder, it didn't show an error message. And so I've just created a replacer that grabbed the empty div and then replaced it with a heading. So
Replacer is good to go, Patrick. What are you talking about?
it is it's getting a run on Joomla 4. I probably also haven't had the need to create any new sites at the moment, so they're all works in progress. That some of which just predate Joomla 4, but when I get going, it's going to be rapid fire. And unfortunately, some very amusing projects have started to. I'm very much in the same boat as Nathan, that page builders are a scourge on performance and coding standards. But I've had some theme experience now that shows me where that has a valid place. And so theme may suddenly become the next part of the solution. But on that, with theme Pro is available for WordPress and Joomla now, and Mailing's available for WordPress and Joomla now. So if we get a few other key Joomla WordPress transitions in place, that's likely to make the sales pitch to say, we can't do that we can't do that as easily in WordPress, but we've got all of this set up in Joomla, and then bring them across. And some people that may be creating content and have resistance may have an easier sales pitch and transition to Joomla from WordPress, which would be nice. But we'll see what happens there. So, trying to think. Sorry, I keep on getting distracted every 5 minutes at the moment. I'm trying to fix a cron job. It's getting a 403 error, which I think is due to admin tools. So the multicats question. So I don't use multicats, but I map out content using tags, and if I need that multi-category structuring, tags is where I switch to being able to do that. So
I'm moving away from it, and using core, but I have some legacy.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay.
No, so if the multi-category stuff's not that complex, then if it could be done with tags, then move to core.
Yeah, predominantly they are tags.
A lot of the extensions that I've seen that aren't going to go to 4 were already well behind in 3, or were replaced by core functionality in 3, and so they just went, no, we don't need to do this anymore. So but quite often it's a case by case basis there.
And obviously, no word from J2 yet on their rollout with J4, but
no.
Haven't they just released a beta, J2 store beta?
I'd say I didn't see that. I'll give it a go. Yeah.
And it might be a limited, not a limited trial. You might have to sign up or something to get access to it. But I did see that they'd posted about J2 store V4 or something snappy like that.
Okay.
I'm personally holding my breath for K2 for Joomla 4.
Really?
No, of course not. Who uses K2 anymore? I just thought I'd jump on their forum the other day, and then people are still hammering on, when are you going to get J? And it's like, really? Come on, folks.
Get out.
Move on.
Use
exactly. The ship well and truly sailed on that many years ago.
I inherited a site during COVID that had a bunch of content in Quicks, blog in K2 and then J2 store on core content. And so they had the whole gambit there. And so as I've worked through it, I've gradually moved things to core content and left the blog there at the moment, things like that. But yeah, the next rebuild of that will be all core where possible. So, but yes, it would be nice if there was I don't know. Yeah, Quix isn't really none of the page builders really are a content article page builder.
No, that would be a...
Yes, we don't necessarily want a blocks editor, but something along those lines would be the next step. But I don't know whether that's in anybody's real pipeline. Seems close.
What's that guy from Wales who built the...
Yeah, Llewellyn, what's his name?
Oh, yeah, he's in Namibia now.
Is he?
CCK?
I thought Gareth. I want to say Gareth Evans. No, something layouts, not J layout, something like that. But his idea was a layout builder for custom fields and bits of Joomla articles.
Yeah.
So you could rearrange and reorder how you want.
Yes.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But it wasn't cheap. Joomla custom fields layout.
Because I've got that one dilemma right now where I've got category blog layouts. We've got a custom tag override that looks like a category blog because that's how we want to use it. And then we've got featured articles. And of course, that has completely different code as well. And that really, we just want them all to look like category blogs. Easily.
Yeah, that would be a U-theme thing.
Yeah.
That would be the quickest way to get that done.
Okay. No, I'm using Helix SP page. Well, not SP page builder, but Helix framework. So it's just using core for that stuff. But yeah.
Easy layouts.
Easy layouts.
Geraint Edwards.
It's been around for eons, hasn't
it? It has. But he's quite. I think does he do J events or something?
He does a couple. He does the Your Sites component, which is the self-hosted alternative to My Sites.
Right, that's it. Yes, he does too.
Yeah. So,
yes.
Which which when I looked at that, it doesn't do a great deal compared to the automation of My Site. So
not much different, or not much, but much chop on Watchful either. Really, I had a look at it too. The Your Sites thing.
Yeah.
It looked like as much effort to get it working and running, and I was like, hang on, isn't that why I signed up for Watchful, so that I didn't have to worry about all that shit?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I didn't think the pricing was hugely different either from memory. Like there wasn't.
I thought there was an open source version you could download yourself or something.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it just looked like it had a lot of configuration effort required to get it running.
Because there used to be one called J Monitoring back in the 1.5 days that did that, but it's very, very similar. Oh, there we go. £40. What? For 3 months for 50 clients.
Oh no, I stand corrected.
More than 50 people for 12 months, 150 quid. God blimey, governor, that's getting a bit pricey.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a great deal given how much effort it requires to get running. So. and how many features are still in beta.
It doesn't look like Easy Layouts has been updated in years. And I'm guessing there's not a J4 version anyway. Oh no, I tell a lie. His blog hasn't been updated in years. The last update was 9th of March. So there we go. Still not Joomla 4 compatible though. Anyway, there we go. If anybody's, I just did a WHM update today, slightly non-Joomla topic, WHM update to whatever the latest version is, and that has their default new WHM theme is chalk and cheese to what was previously the case. So if you were comfortable moving around WHM prior to yesterday or the day before, you're in for a bit of a shock.
Is that Glass or is that the?
I think it's Jupiter. Glass is their cPanel template.
Yeah.
Jupiter is their WHM template.
Oh, it's a new WHM.
And it's gone, you know, Web 2.5. It's, you know, left hand collapsible menu.
Right.
Yeah. Oh well, we'll get used to it, I suppose.
Yeah.
And is it only me that is slightly annoyed by the Joomla 4 admin interface kind of looking like WordPress, or is it just me?
It's not just you.
Okay.
Have you seen Russell Winter's CSS? I don't know if it's Russell's. His CSS hack to make the interface look a little bit nicer.
Oh yeah, got to use that one.
Yeah, right.
That is,
Definitely. Every site.
yes, absolutely. Because otherwise, it just looks like someone dialed everything up to 150%. You know, the interface is so big.
It is large.
It is large. He posted it on Facebook. It's in the Joomla Facebook group.
Yeah, I have seen it. Does anybody else also click on the plus buttons next to various components and things, thinking it's going to open the sub menu when that's actually to add a new thing?
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Martin. Good.
I did that once or twice, but then I think
I've
got
got a
better at it.
heap of websites I look after where they use bloody plus and minus signs to open things rather than the what is it, the chevron. And I keep going, oh no, it's gonna new article.
No, yeah. Yeah, that's really annoying.
I'm sure I'll get used to it.
Has anyone tried the accessibility checker in 4.1?
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. I've got a site that I should be paying
That's
more
a good
attention.
thought.
Was that a question, Stuart, or was it a? Well, I have, and
That was a question.
No, just
Because Stuart does like asking those questions. Has anyone else done it? Because I haven't.
Well, I have actually on my own site upgraded to on the blog site, upgraded to 4.1 and just pressed the button just for interest's sake. It's actually pretty reasonable. It gives you a page summary on a page by page, you know, as you assess it, and highlights areas that need attention. So it is actually quite interesting just to see how it looks. I'm not going to show you because it's terrible, but it basically gives a readability score, complex word score, and all various other things. So gives you a green tick when it's all good, the section, or question mark where it needs a review. So quite simple, but
I haven't played with that. But the task scheduler, has anyone played with that yet? So they were selling it originally as poor man's cron, where if you didn't have cron job capabilities, you could do this to do an internal one. But but what it turned into when the GSOC student that did it last year took over and then a summer of open source, they blew the lid off it, and you can now write plugins to schedule just about anything you can imagine. API calls, cron jobs, obviously. You can time, they have plugins that time the publishing of content automatically and things like that into the thing. So, yeah. So.
Sounds good.
Well worth a look. So, yeah. And then, here's the other one. I should remember what the other. Oh, the guided tour feature got to probably a 70% stage, and then it's now going to be a GSOC project again this year to finish it off. But you'll actually be able to build your own guided tours in the back end of Joomla and possibly the front end of Joomla, so that if you've got if you want to give clients a tour of when they have to sign up and change things, you can build step by step to move their way through and deliver a tour, which
Cool.
which will be really cool. But yeah, the kid that was doing it was, I think, in the 6 weeks for the project, ended up with COVID at one point, ended up with family with COVID in India, and then it was not quite at the programming level that needed to be. The good side effect was that I learnt a hell of a lot of Joomla back-end programming and some JavaScript along the way. So still not enough to fix it, but enough to diagnose what he was doing wrong. So, yeah, fun and games. So. Cool. All right. I will chat with several of you that are on screen in the next few days on other projects. Colin, does Aki mailing look like the solution for what you need there? Finding the mute button.
I can't say that I'm profoundly familiar with the alternatives, but someone whose opinion I profoundly respect suggested ASIC mailing. So my intention is to pour over tonight's presentation when it's up on YouTube and fall into line behind Nathan and become an instant expert.
Yes. So Colin's organisation's about to put in OS membership with Aki mailing to become the communication tool and membership management software for their national organisation. So
They work pretty well together.
yeah. As things like the ability to have it that when the subscription ends, they come off the Aki mailing list. When they renew their subscription, they go back on, is a no-brainer in having it all in the one system. So
Yeah.
it's good.
It looks to me like I'm going to be scratching my head to set up the original template, but that strikes me as challenging but achievable. And I was saying to Tara, who was one of the attendees tonight, that putting in content should be a much simpler task and requires some adjustment along the way. But much easier to do once it's set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit odd at first if you're used to using JCE or whatever. But once you get used to it, it works pretty well.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right. The template takes a little bit of effort, but once it's set up, it's largely set and forget. So
Yeah. The object is you want to get your template right first with any kind of content, and then you want to just be able to get them to write blog articles that get included in email bodies with shortcodes, and then you are in business. Then you just pump them out.
So Colin, that's that news component to your site that you haven't mastered yet, with coming up with a constant stream of interesting news articles.
that's a challenge for every website, isn't it?
It is.
A lot of my clients think that the blog articles will just write themselves. Unfortunately, that's not how it happens.
Yeah.
No, there's work in content development.
Mm.
Yeah, a lot of sites have content people now. It didn't used to be the case. It used to be, people just thought it was automatic. I'll describe my business and everybody will turn up and buy from me. But no, a lot of sites have content, professional content people now.
For sure.
My mob is a bunch of nurses that have formed state-based branches, and there's been a national body sort of sitting over them or off to the side. So the regular content I don't get exposed to, but I'm hoping that when we become a national body and all of the states have put up their hand to say they want to become national, I'm hoping that I will be exposed to more of the content, and fingers crossed I'll have something to put in newsletters.
Excellent.
If not, quarterly's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the business of the business is the products and services it sells. But the business of the website is content, full stop.
Mm.
And you've really got to have those two things working together, or you don't have a successful online business. At least you don't have a sustainable and reliable one. So, yeah, so it's good to get involved, I think. I think it's good to be in touch with that.
Right. If anyone ever gets a 403 error on a WordPress cron job running admin tools, reach out. I had to add a user agent to trick it. So
I hope to never experience that.
mm.
I probably will, but I hope not to.
Strangely, I bought I can't say whether I'm regretting it still or not. I'm Woodsy's retirement plan, so I've inherited some interesting scenarios. So this one particular WordPress site had BB Press installed, configured, attracting spam, deactivated. But even though it's deactivated, it would still fire the registrations through a URL. So when I first opened it up, I went, why is the database 8 times the size of the files for WordPress? And worked out that suddenly, hang on, there's 795,000 users. So we might go and work out how to get rid of those. So, like everything, there's a plug-in for that.
Plug-in for everything. Come on.
It's terrible.
Actually, no.
How is Woodsy?
No, he's good. He's just retired and hard to get hold of. He's down at the community garden.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder why he wasn't picking up his phone. That would explain why.
I don't know. Sorry, Russell.
Where is he? Where has he gone?
No, so he's still at home, but he's involved in the Knox Community Gardens. So they've just upgraded gates and security cameras and all sorts of stuff. So he's the go-to guy as the point of contact there. So I think he's spent 6 hours a day, a couple of days a week, a couple of times so far, and then happily isn't answering the phone and.
Yeah, that sounds like early retirement to me.
Yeah. So it's like in the next couple of days, I've got to finish transferring the last sites off his hosting server, so that my fixed cost reduce significantly. And then once that's done, then we'll be.
So you've still got a few potential nightmares to come across there.
I sorted out the last of those with this one the other week. I've just got to finish moving all the sites and update their name servers, but most of them don't have sorry. So for most of my clients, I've registered the domain for them, and I've got control over the domain to update the name servers. John did the Ventra trick, and so the name servers with Ventra, in most cases it's pointing to John's DNS, but he can't update the name server because he doesn't have access to the domain. And so when I do the cutover, I've first got to cut John's name server over to point to mine, and then I've then got to tell them all, you have until John's domain expires for his DNS to update it to my DNS. And then at the same time, another client decided they wanted to do a similar thing, so I've got, I think, 40 sites to move on to my cPanel server, which will fill that up nicely. And get me over the line. But yeah.
Well, you're nowhere near close to retirement, are you?
Oh no.
Hell no.
You've got your work cut out for you.
Yeah, but it's nice to have I'm not chasing sites anymore, so the goal is to push up the number of sites that I've got that I'm maintaining at a regular income rather than the other way around. So Stephanie, can you come and call Mummy, please? Yes, it's going to be nice to have the retention line be more than the. Yeah, sorry, I'm tired of chasing projects, so. So if anyone needs a hosting provider with 20 years experience, then and wants that hands-on service for their.
All right, I'm going to knock off.
Thank likewise.
Thank you, Nathan.
Thanks, Ross. Thanks, guys.
While Stuart's left his desk, we'll just all.
Yeah, just go while Stuart's gone. He's back.
See you later.
See you, Stuart.
Thanks, people. See you next time.
See you guys.
Yeah, see you, Nathan. Thanks for that. I'll try and cut those odd bits out of the
Wheels,
recording.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Right. See you all soon.
Cheers.
What application do you